Your best marketing copy isn't something you write. It's something your customers already said. Your sales calls, meeting notes, transcripts, and contact history know way more about your customers than you do. The exact language they use, the problems that keep them up at night, and what finally made them buy. So what if AI can just read all of it for you? Claude Cowork does exactly that, and it connects directly to the tools you're already using. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to point it at your customer conversations and use what it finds to connect with them in a way that actually lands. And once you get that customer language, there's a companion guide in the description that shows you exactly how to turn it into a week of posts. Brand voice, visuals, scheduling, all in one flow. It's completely free and linked below. This is the kind of AI saving marketers a ton of hours right now. So let's get into it. You probably know Claude as a chat tool. Cowork is different. It lives inside the Claude desktop app alongside chat and Claude Code. But here's what makes it actually different from chat. Chat is built around the prompt. Cowork is built around the outcome. You give it a goal, it figures out how to get there, and it comes back with a finished file. Not a reply, an actual document, spreadsheet, or message bin, saved and ready to use. And here's the part most people miss. It can read your actual files. Point it at a folder of transcripts, notes, or exports, and it works across all of them at once. No uploading, no copy pasting. Think of it like this. You've been using Claude to think, Cowork uses it to ship. Now, files are one way to feed Cowork information. Connectors are the other. A connector links Claude directly to the tools you already use. HubSpot, Gmail, Google Drive, Notion, Slack, Canva, Figma, you name it. These are web connectors, which means you connect them once and they work everywhere. Browser, mobile, desktop, same connection, no extra setup. Connect them once and Claude can read your live data from any of them during a session. But it only ever sees what your own account is already allowed to see. So instead of exporting everything and uploading it manually, it just goes and gets it. But here's why you want the desktop app specifically for the workflow I'm about to show you. On web, Claude can read your live tool data through connectors. On desktop, it can do that and read the files sitting on your machine. Your transcript folder, your notes, your exports, live data from your tools, plus everything in your local files, all in one session. And here's why this matters for marketing. Half of marketers are using AI to generate more content, but only a third are using it to analyze what they already know. Copywriter Joanna Veeb of Copy Hackers stopped writing headlines completely, and her results went up 400%. She wasn't writing less, she was mining her customers' own words from reviews instead. One line pulled straight from real feedback beat her original by 400% more clicks. Your sales calls, your meeting notes, your CRM, that's all customer language too. Claude Cowork reads all of it, finds the lines that actually land, and hands them to you ready to use. Your customers already wrote your best copy. You just haven't read all of it yet. And the scale of the problem is bigger than most people realize. 86% of in-house marketers say they cannot cut through the noise to figure out what is actually driving performance. The data exists, the problem is reading it. Let me walk you through how to connect one. I'll use HubSpot as the example, but the exact same steps work for Gmail, Google Drive, Slack, or anything else. To connect the Claude connector in your Claude chat, click on the plus button and select connectors. Find the one you want. I'm choosing HubSpot. Then click connect and authorize with your login. 30 seconds, one-time setup. Same steps with Gmail, Google Drive, or anything else you use. Once it's live, Claude can access your HubSpot account and pull insights from contact records, create and update deals, and log tasks and nodes, all from one prompt. But here's the part that matters most for what we're building. It can access the full engagement history of any contact. Every email, every call, every meeting note. That is your customer's voice, already sitting in your CRM. HubSpot actually built this connector with Anthropic directly, so the integration runs deep. You can ask things like, which campaign drove the most revenue last month, or pull every objection from my last 20 discovery calls. Real questions against your live data. And here's what that looks like in practice. Claude has created a follow-up task and logged the note directly into a contact record in HubSpot from one prompt. No logging in, no manual entry. Now, if you're using Gmail instead, it reads your full email history with any contact and drafts follow-ups for you to review. And keep in mind, it'll never send without your approval. On Google Drive, it reads and writes directly to your docs, briefs, campaign plans, anything your team has saved. Screenshot this chart as a reference when choosing your connectors. The data is different for every tool, but the capability is the same. Every connector respects your existing login permissions, so Claude only ever sees what your own account is allowed to see. That is a feature, not a limitation. For example, if you have HubSpot sensitive data turned on, the connector will not read engagement data. And don't point this at regulated information without checking your policy first. One switch connects HubSpot, Google Workspace, Canva, QuickBooks, PayPal, DocuSign, and Microsoft 365. Whew. It also ships with 15 ready-to-run workflows built around the jobs that slow teams down the most. Worth turning on before you do anything else. So now that your connectors are live, let me show you what to actually do with them. You have two things Cowork can work with now: your live tool data through your connectors and your local files on your desktop. This system uses both. If you turn on Claude for small business, look for the workflow called running your next campaign. It does most of what I'm about to show you automatically. But let's walk through it manually so you understand what it's actually doing under the hood. Quick tip before we get into it: this tool has moved fast, but there are still some rough edges. If something trips up, break the goal into smaller steps and try again. First, gather your inputs. Sales call transcripts are the richest source, which contains objections, exact phrasing, and the moment they decided to buy it. If you run a note taker like Jamie, Fireflies, or Otter, you're already sitting on a library of how your market talks. Support tickets and chat logs are pure pain points in the customer's own words. And your CRM engagement history. Every email, call, and note logged against a contact is where the full relationship lives. So drop your transcripts, notes, and exports into one folder. PDFs, Word docs, plain text, Markdown, CSVs, Cowork handles all of them. Or skip the folder entirely and connect the live stores directly. HubSpot for engagement history, Gmail for email threads, and whatever platform your customer data lives in. Now here's what makes this different. You don't write 20 prompts. You hand it one goal. That's it. Now let's go over what that looks like. In step 2, we want to have Claude build a message bank. Real quotes from actual customer data, sorted into various buckets based on the taxes that conversion copywriters use: pain points, desired outcomes, objections and hesitations, exact phrases, emotional triggers. Then include these 2 rules. Keep every quote verbatim, the exact words, not your paraphrase of them, and ask it to rank the themes by how often they came up. The most common plan is the one you lead with. Hit run, review its plan, steer if you need to. What comes back is a bank of direct quotes from your customers, organized exactly the way you asked. Now in step 3, point Claude back at the message bank and ask for the marketing. Landing page headlines built from your highest frequency pain points. Email subject lines using phrases your customers actually said. Short form hooks that open on a real objection. Ad angles mapped to the fears people raised on your calls. And because every line is sourced from the bank, you can trace it back to the exact call it came from. That's not generic AI copy. That is your customer's words formatted for the channels you use. An important thing to know here: make sure to verify any stat before you publish it. When Cowork is mining your own data, the risk of hallucination drops sharply, but it's not zero. So now that your connectors are live, you close the loop in step 4. From the same session, draft follow-up emails in Gmail, ready for you to review and send. For example, if a customer's exact words made it into your copy, Claude can draft an email asking their permission to use it. The subject line, the quote, the ask, all written from the message bank. And on the HubSpot side, every contact whose language fed into the bank gets a note logged against their record: which themes came from their calls, which exact phrases made it into the copy, and where in the message bank they landed. Everything that came out of the session goes back into the tools your team already uses. No copy pasting, no manual entry. It just flows back in. Remember, you approve before anything sends, posts, or pays. Everything you just saw is a draft. You're always the last step. And the final step 5, we'll turn a one-off session into a system. One prompt is all it takes. You want to ask Claude to save the whole flow as a reusable skill so that it runs it the same way every time, and give it a name. I called this one Monthly Voice of Customer Mining. So next month, all I have to do is point it to a new folder and tell it to run. And that's it. No rebuilding the prompt, no re-explaining the 5 buckets, and no reminding it how to verify quotes or format the document. It already knows. Now, the same workflow and skill concept works beyond voice of customer mining. Here are 5 options, and I'm saving the best one for last. One for turning your customers' objections into copy that wins them over. One for turning a single sales call into a week of short-form content ideas. One that drafts follows for every open deal in your CRM. One that builds a full campaign brief from your customer language. And the best one, a brand voice skill that writes content in your voice. This is a natural next step once your voice of customer system is running. Try getting Claude to interview you and ask about your platforms, your content pillars, your tone, and what you never want to sound like. Then you point it at your message bank. Tell it to use this as your source material when you write. Now every post it generates starts from your customer's exact language. All right, now if this video was about finding the words, the free guide link below is about shipping them. Brand voice skill, platform-specific posts, and using Blotado for scheduling. One prompt, 9 platforms. It's all in there. And there you have it. Your customers have already told you exactly what to say. They said it on a call, in an email, or in a support ticket. The copy was never the problem. Reading all of it was. And that's the problem Claude Cowork fixes. Connect it to your tools, give it one goal, and save the flow as a skill. Start with the message bank, and everything else follows. If this video helped you out, give it a like to let me know. And make sure to subscribe to HubSpot Marketing for the latest tips, tools, and strategies to help you stay up to date. My name's Carl. It's been great hanging with you, and I'll see you in the next one.